Hello everyone, I'm going to be doing the final realm tour today. This realm me and my friends worked on for probably a few months. Um, we ended the realm about 2 months ago though. I just kind of forgot to upload the tour, really. But I'm here now, and I'm in creative because I just decided that I wanted to show it off easier. And we aren't playing on it anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But everything here was done in survival. Trust me or not, it happened. But yeah, let's just do it. This is going to be the entire world. I'm going to try and tour every single detail. So yeah. When you spawn in, this is where you start. Welcome to the Geofront realm. That was our name for it. On your right is the info. And this is just, like info and such. Yikes, it just started raining. I'm going to change the weather real quick. I really don't want it to be raining while I'm showing the best part of it. Alright. I think we're good to go. Yeah. So, here's the spawn building. You just come right out. And then right above it is a oh my god. An X-Wing starfighter from Star Wars. This thing took a while to build. I was the one who built this thing. You can glance around and already see this is like the main city, central hub kind of area that we all were in. Here's the, it's a Sheikah Tower, I believe, from Zelda Breath of the Wild that I built. I think this was one of the last things that was built, actually. It was kind of like a monument, like the final thing. But yeah, let's just kind of fly around a bit. This is the nether portal that we used to get to the highway. We had another highway, which I'll show the highway a little bit. But we just kind of had like a path that would lead to each destination. Over here was like a dance floor that we made with Daft Punk. Over here was my my tea shop. Little small one. Over here is a hotel that I built. I built a lot of stuff. I was the main builder of this world for sure. We had a golem out here to protect the villagers that were inside. I'm not sure if they're still here. Yes, they are. But yeah, we had some community food over here. And then over here you would buy your tickets or your like passes for your room. Yeah. But I really like the look of this place. It looks pretty nice, And we actually did have some friends stay here, when they would just visit the world, not like permanently stay. The rooms are all identical. They're literally just this, very, very simple. Just the necessities, just some chests and such. Also, I believe that, yeah, we have more golems in here. But this just went all the way up. All the rooms are the same, so there's no point in looking at all of them. There's also a couple cats, of course, because it's like a village, but in a hotel. Up here we had a huge flower bed. This was kind of like the roof section. It's a decent looking building. Over here, this thing here is my friend's house. He just didn't really play much, so he never actually finished it, but I believe it was going to be a pagoda. It still actually looks pretty cool, though. Who knows, maybe one day we'll open up the realm again and he'll finish it. And then, let's go this direction. So over there's where we started. This is my friend's tree farm, because we didn't have very many dark oak trees, so we wanted to keep them all, conserved. But let's look at my friend Aiden's house. He was a very simplistic guy, very simple house, but I like it. It's pretty cool. Let's go down in the basement. Now here's where stuff gets cool. He actually had some nice looking floors and designs and stuff. All very simple. And then even lower, you can come on down here. Look at this place. It just looks amazing. I believe this is an automatic automatic furnace system. Yeah. Pretty cool though. This is like a little library, But yeah, coming back out the back door of his house, this is where all the farms really are. He was a big farm guy, so he had that farm, that farm, that farm, that farm, that farm. He had like a whole barn as well. You know, some potato farms over there. I believe, yeah, there are cows and sheep in here. And then I believe nothing in here. There's some bamboo. You know, he was a big farming guy. He got some, you know, sugar canes, jungle trees, acacia trees, just kind of all sorts of stuff. But coming back over here, let's just take a look at my house since we're nearby. This was my house. It's super extra looking, I know. But I don't know. This is by far my favorite house I ever made in Minecraft. It's just so cool to me. I don't know. But let's just do a little 360 of the outside. And up there's Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Just take a look at him first. I built this. It was like one of the first things, I believe, after I built my house, I built this. And all this stuff over here was never made yet. But yeah, this is Appa from The Last Airbender. And love the show. But yeah. You could just let her up here and just, you know, chill out. But yeah, we're gonna go back down to the entrance and take a look at my house. It's pretty cool. So you'd come in. This water is actually, it has like the magma blocks underneath, and so it'll suck you down and do damage to you. And like pretty much just kill you unless you like broke a block and got out. So for mobs this worked really, really well. So yeah, I was pretty secure, but I called it the Chips Palace. And here's the design. Come on. Let's just open it up. Just a simple door here. Just because I didn't want like regular doors, because I don't like the idea of people being able to just leave it open. I mean, yeah, you can leave this open, but then you have another. I had another set of protection. So if this was ever left open by someone, you know, mobs couldn't get in still. But I would just do it like this. Close it. Come on in here, and this is it. I was heavily inspired by, you know, Asian design and culture to make this all, and I'm pretty proud of it, frankly. Got a bunch of pandas that I named after various things. I had my horse Maximus, you know, numerous pandas. I just kind of had like a garden out here though. Some of it was for practical use though, like over here I had like an enchanting little ring thing. Yeah. Here's the actual house and all the functionalities mostly inside, but first let's just take a look around. This was a little spot to just sit down and drink a cup of coffee or whatever. I believe there's supposed to be fish in here somewhere. Maybe they died, I don't know. But it took a long time to gather all these flowers and do all that, you know. You got the farm over here too. Mostly just to feed the cows, because my main source of food was just the cows. Got a little farm bench here, you know. Oh, I also had a golem, just in case, you know. Over here was a gong. Here's some salmon and other fish. Yeah, a golden gong, just right back there. But yeah, so there was like a little pond over here and a pond on the other side too, which is kind of cool. Down here is a really cool thing that I'll show in a bit, but I also had clocks like all over. I don't know, I kind of like the idea of being able to see when it would turn to night. And then yeah, let's just come on up. The first story, like other than that story, had all my stuff. I had a bunch of auto cookers, auto smelters, you know, pretty much everything I ever had was put in this room. Kind of crammed into the floor, you know, like I didn't really have a lot of space here, but I think it works and it's all functional pretty well. Yeah, I was pretty decked out. Like we got to a point where it wasn't even hard anymore. Like look at this thing. This thing is just godly. Skywalker lightsaber. But the next floor up was the bedroom, and yeah, again, we were at a godly level. Um, yeah, just pretty basic stuff. Oh yeah, we didn't get very much music discs, but those are mine. And then up here was a potato farm, and this is kind of cool, but you could actually see out of here using these as windows. But yeah, I use this for food as well, and also for getting XP, because for some reason it's kind of broken. It gives you a lot of XP. Up here's the roof access. Or just kind of like the top. But I really love this building, you know. It's not the prettiest looking, but I don't know. It's charming. And then down here I had some beacons, you know. Pretty good stuff. I had 2 beacons, I believe, yeah. But going down to the Rice Chapel, which is a reference to Attack on Titan, actually. A very iconic location. I built this right underneath my house, and yeah, it's an Attack on Titan location, which is kind of a reference, and I wasn't really done with it. I was eventually going to do the walls out of ice, but we just never really got to it. But yeah, it's just kind of a big room with a lot of these hanging down and the ice pillars and stuff. But in the corner there was something practical, and that was the Spider XP farm. So, if we went down here, there was a little Spider XP farm. And it was actually pretty nice to have, you know, just grind away here and then just chill here. But yeah, Spider XP farm. And then up here, that actually went to Aiden's house, and you could enter his house using this little underground tunnel. And we did actually use that sometimes. Here's the way back up to my house. It really is not that deep, just straight underneath. But yeah, that's my place pretty much. I'm just gonna let it rain, I don't really care. Good to see the lights. Over here we had our Ender Dragon memorial in memory of the first killing of the Ender Dragon, and that was the date that we killed it. We killed the Ender Dragon numerous times though, we would respawn it and stuff. But yep, there's the egg. Over here was my friend's house, or shop. Yeah, it was Dakota's Armory shop. It was pretty, actually, really cool looking. Not much to see, but yeah, we did have quite a few shops in this world. You know, just places to buy things from. And then over here we had one of our friends was working on a Rainbow Six Siege minigame. He never finished though, but if you go inside you can kind of see like what it was supposed to be, like a, you know, house. But over here's a little spaceship, just a generic little spaceship, just landed here. Over here we had another mini game, and this is the ice racetrack. And this was built by Dakota, the same guy who built this little structure. It's pretty fun. You just put on these boots, or the boat, and yeah, you would just go all the way around. It's pretty fun. But yeah, these little things were placed throughout the world as like little teasers, little like lore, I guess. Yeah. These were placed around like to be little, you know, fake lore. But it's pretty cool. I have a minigame that I built. This thing took a while. It's a spleef, you know, the classic minigame. But yeah, it's pretty much a spleef. You know, you sit over there and over there. You just jump down here if you want to play. And you grab a shovel and a dirt. And bam. This was the exit. You know, if you fell, the dirt would get collected and put back in the chest. Right over here. Yep. It was fun. And then over here, where the path continued, this was one of our friend's house. Yeah, he wasn't on much, but it's like it's kind of like, you know, like the blueprint of a nice house, but it is a pretty cool looking house from the outside, that's for sure. And in this direction, if you follow this path, we had a bridge right here. I built this bridge, pretty nice. I got inspired by the Golden Gate Bridge somewhat. Very extra for such a small gap, but you know, is what it is. Over here we have a little fishing pond. I believe, yeah, there were some fishing rods here. And basically what this path does is it just loops around. Like, think of like that, the Breath of the Wild Sheikah Tower as the center, and the path just like looped around the entire thing. This forest was kind of like the forest that no one went in. Most of this forest was dark, and it was like kind of in the center of the city. But over here we had a community farm. I don't think I need to go inside. But yeah, this was made by Tara, another friend of ours, and it's pretty nice looking. Really like it. You just go down in here, you know, grab what you need. It looks really cool though. And come back up, and it's like kind of like part of the path. And then down here was Tara's farm. This was kind of like her area, like this little corner of the city. Kind of cool looking actually, like a whole structure just for farming, you know, sheep and cows. But here's her house, and this is a really, really cool house. I helped her a bit with this, but she was the main idea. Like she came up with the idea of this, but it's pretty cool. It's like a forest is taking the house with it. So it's wrapped in vines and light blocks, and you know, a bit of it's like in a tree, like literally right here, like it's in the tree. It's really cool though. I'm gonna walk through it real quick. Up here we got a little farm building. But yeah, really, really cool. Kitchen, dining room. Go up, storage room. Go up, kind of like a display room, enchanting room, map room, kind of a place to sleep. Down here, kind of like an office, bedroom. Oh yeah, she had a parrot room too. And then this was an exit out of it, I believe. Yes, it was. But yeah. And I believe that's all there really is over in this area. There is a house over here though, and this I believe was another house of Tara's. And it was pretty cool. It was like just built in the mountain, pretty far from the city actually, like kind of on the far outskirts, but here it is. It's pretty cool. Little pond, little entrance. It's pretty empty inside, you don't really need to look, but it's pretty cool. She was planning on building like a massive farm right behind it as well. I don't think she ever got around to it, but she flattened out this entire area. A lot of this world is just like, you know, never really got around to it type of stuff. But for what's here, I mean, this is still an amazing world in my opinion. Over this direction we had Daniel's house, another homie. This is his farm. This actually looks really cool. It's kind of like an aesthetic look. But yeah, here's his house. Just look inside. Pretty simple, pretty small, but pretty nice. I like it a lot. Had a little brick tunnel, you know, going through here, just connecting the town together. We haven't actually looked over in the Zelda zone, which is what we called it, because a lot of us really like Zelda. And so if you want to cross this bridge, you're kind of in what we would call the Lost Woods. Up here is the Sheikah Tower, which I'll go inside in a second. But over here, you could actually find the Master Sword in the woods, and this is supposed to be a sword. I know it's not the nicest looking, and I know we should probably fix it and use like a candle on top instead, but this was made before the Caves and Cliffs Part 1 dropped. Well, something that was really cool that I made here though is that you can hear the like chest opening noise when you get this. A little rough, but pretty good. But yeah, that's all there pretty much is here. Really like this little location. But yeah, inside of this, you could just go straight up. I built this thing. It actually did not take too long, a couple hours. But it was just a lot of wood, glass, and water, really. There's a little secret slate. This was an amazing place to just, you know, jump off of in Elytra. When you're the Yoda skin, you can't see the elytra, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is for this section. Going back over this way. Here we have the courthouse. Me and a friend made this like as a collaboration project. I believe me and Robbie did. Yep. And here's the little check-in area. Here's the seats. The actual place the judge sits and the accused and the accusing. Up here was like the important people seats and stuff. Pretty simple, but I really liked it. And the nether design is so cool. Like everything in here is mostly nether blocks. We built this. We kind of just built it. I don't really know. Over here, so there's kind of a story behind this. For the longest time, we didn't know who was building this structure until they just decided to come out and say that they built it after the realm ended. But this is actually a strip club. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, these are the poles and everything, and it's got like a private room. I actually do like the colors and stuff in here, though. Definitely a very cool looking place. As you can see, though, it wasn't really finished. There's a lot of open areas and stuff, but I think what's here is actually pretty cool. But yeah, for the longest time, we had no idea who made it, and we were like we thought it was so funny. We were just like, why is there just a strip club here? Over here, we had a PvP pit. One person would enter this side, one person would enter that side, and they would just fight it out. It was actually really well done, and I believe this was built by my friend Declan and Robbie, and maybe Dakota a little bit, I'm not sure. Over here we had Izzy's house. She was a friend, she wasn't on much, but it's a very respectable looking house. Would definitely burn down fast, but really cool. And over in this path, we had a friend who actually came during like the tail end of the realm, like the last couple weeks that we had it open. He was actually planning on like sanctioning off this entire area and building a massive house, but never got to it because we ended it pretty quickly. But cool looking bridge right here. That's pretty much all there is in the city location, but there are a couple more places to look at. Some people didn't actually live in the city and lived much farther, hence why we had our highway. So here's our highway. It's a little bit rough. We didn't really do much work to it, but here was an exit to the nether. Just go down this real quick. Bit of a walk, but you'd eventually get to another shop that was ran by Dakota. It's kind of cool. Just a shop full of fire resistance potions and armor to help you with fire protection and such. And yeah, a lot of nice community stuff. Over here was a portal to the ant colony, and I'll explain why it was called that. But we had a lot of little outputs. This isn't necessary to go to because it was just a mine. This is to the city, which is where we just were. This was to the outlands, which is what we called that area. This was the industrial base. So first we're just going to take a look at the industrial base. Now this kind of region of the world was much farther out than really anything else. And this was an insane project that was worked on by my friend Robbie. He never actually finished it. As you can see, it's just a massive flat area, but essentially the plan was he was going to build this into a huge factory looking building, just absolutely massive. But the plan was he was going to make as many farms as he possibly could, so that if you were standing right here, right on this spot, like you just AFK, then you get tons of loot. He did build a couple farms, such as this piglin farm, whatever, and I believe this is an iron golem farm. I'm not a big farm guy. I don't have anything against it, I just don't really know how it works, and it looks like a lot of work to do as well, but they were. That's cool, I respect it. And then in this portal we're about to go into is the ant colony. This was another big location. This was Declan, Robbie, and Colin's base. They were like their own little group, and here it is. They all lived in this red hut, and this was like the ant hole. um, the ant hill. That's what they called it. And you just come down and it just goes so deep. They were our speedrunners pretty much. They had a good organization system. Um, really, really nice looking place. I love this place. We just kept on going down the ant hole, you know. Eventually got deep. They had a system for storing their mending books. This is like a lock system. I'm not going to touch it, but this was a system where apparently you had to have like a card of some kind, like an ID card, and you had to like throw it here or like do something. I don't think it was ever finished, but very, really, very cool concept here. It's supposed to be like a redstone lock, and inside of there was the mending books. But yeah, that just kept on going to bedrock. There's not much else in here, but really, really cool place. And they, you know, they were ahead of us like the entire time. I mean, they had everything. They had all the loot. They had all these farms too. This was like its own industrial base. You know, look at this. Just tons of farms just out and about. Here, there. A massive monster farm. Yeah. This is a highway track that was made to transport, I believe, whatever those underwater like blowfish guys are called that attack. It's on the tip of my tongue. This is a bee farm down here, and then over here there was some really cool looking castle gates, and this was over here Colin's house. Colin's house is actually pretty cool. Really cool design. No front door, which was a little bit concerning, but really, really cool house. Kind of reminded me of like a Wayne Manor type of house. Just really big, really open, you know, glass windows, very futuristic. You know, double, you know, tons of storage and such. I really like this house though. It looks awesome. Uses a lot of different building materials as well. He also used a lot of red sheep for that carpet. But going back in, because I think that's all there is to see here. Let's go this direction to the Outlands. This was where, I believe this was the farthest location from the city that you could go to that was actually worth going to. But this was where my friend Dakota, where he lived. Here is his base. Here he had a map wall. Really cool base though. A bit, you know, at first it was just like a little hut, and then he like made it huge, which is one of those houses that was always getting bigger. But pretty simple design and all. I believe there was supposed to be like a hidden mechanism, but like basically this would come back and forth, so you couldn't find this little underground segment. This is where he stored all of his valuables and such. Pretty cool little place. But this is not the highlight of his creations. That was a loud thunderstrike. It was like right over here, wasn't it? I believe... Whoops, wrong button. Right over here was another house that was built, and it's really, really cool. So I'm just gonna start it back here. This was a house that we just had for sale. We just built it and put it up for sale. Really, really cool place though. Honestly, I don't know why no one ever bought it, but it was all built in this little mountain thing, in this mesa biome. Or Badlands biome? I think it's a mesa biome. This little kitchen. Storage room. Up these stairs, you got more storage in the bedroom. All really, really cool. Probably one of the most aesthetic like houses in this game, like in this world. And then you could actually go down here, and there was a boat dock. This was like a little launch zone right in the side. Really, really clever house. And the fact that it was all just built in this tiny little hill here. Love it. You know, it has everything you need, and it's just like in its own little corner. Over here was a little farm, but over here was Dakota's grand build. This was Was not 100% accurate or anything, but it was this huge structure. You could come inside, you know, after unlocking the door and whatnot. You could come down in here. Just take a look at this grand build. He also had a max beacon, so you had like jump, resistance, strength, like everything. But it just kept on going. But yeah, this was based off of the Geofront from Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is an amazing anime. We were very big Star Wars, you know, anime, kind of nerd stuff fans, but even farther down, huge room with this massive little tree in here. It just took ages for him to build this, though. Just a lot of effort. And then in here was I believe this was supposed to be Lilith, or Adam from Evangelion. If you know what that is, then you'll know what this is supposed to be, but yeah. Right in there. And then on the opposite side, we had kind of like the Nerve Observatory where they would like watch what's happening on the screens. Again, all this stuff took so long, and again, this was all survival. But yeah, there was another entrance over there, but yeah, that's pretty much it. This is pretty much the world. I can't think of anything else to show. I mean, there were like some places far, far, far that just never had a real way to get to them that I could show, but it would probably take a while to actually find them. And frankly, I showed all the interesting stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this build. This world will never be looked at again on YouTube. Oh, I did forget something. This was just kind of like an outside look of the Geofront and one of the Evas from Evangelion that he built. Really, really cool. I don't actually think he ever finished it, though. This was supposed to be the Geofront, right? This was supposed to be one of the Evas, or Angels from Evangelion, but I don't think he finished it. Yeah, it was like half finished. But very, very cool. This was a massive highway. Oh yeah, I already talked about that. But yeah, there's pretty much everything. Awesome world. Loved the time I spent. It was probably like a 3-month long realm. Definitely worth it. Definitely awesome. I will be posting some more videos pretty soon, and I hope you guys watched up to this point. Thank you, and yeah, peace out.